I knew one thing. To understand something, you need widening up of perspective.
Absolutely.
I won't understand. Whatever our mentors taught us, most of those things are so small. Just because they are so small, you have to look closely.
Welcome to the Better Man Podcast with Ivan and Sumedh. This podcast is all about how to be an optimal, conscious male in today's society. Join Ivan and Sumedh as they go deep into the rabbit hole of personal growth, mindset, social dynamics, and spirituality. Are you ready to be a better man?
And we are live. What's happening, guys? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Better Man Podcast.
Yo, what's up?
And Sumedh. And we have a very special guest with us too today. We're going to get down to talking multiple topics, mainly focusing on mentorship and the importance of mentorship. So do you want to kick it off, Ivan, with the affirmation of the day? Yes.
Everybody relax. Just relax. We want to allow the affirmation to deeply sink into our body. We want the words that we speak to be that of truth and not that of half-truth. Even though we are smart enough to know that all truths are but half-truths. Take a deep breath in. Just really, really let it all go. It's time. It's time. Just let it all go. And repeat after me. I am someone that is aware. That's it.
I am someone that is aware.
I am someone that is aware.
I'll quickly say it one more time.
I'm someone that is aware.
I'm someone that is aware.
Do you want to say yours too? You don't have any? Now, picture a memory of when you were aware. Do you remember a moment where suddenly a veil began to open up and you could see way more than you could before? Or even think how much more aware you are now than when you were 15 or when you were 19. Even though that was such a short time ago, you've like hyper looped into it. So yeah, that's it. That's the affirmation, everybody.
Awesome, guys. So we have a very special guest with us today, Mr. Yadhuvir Sigh.
Yeah.
He is you can say he's one of India's top seduction artists. and he has his own YouTube channel. He helps guys,
It's thriving. You should say a thriving YouTube channel.
Thriving YouTube channel, and he helps boys become men.
Yep.
And so it would just be evident that we have him here on the Better Man Podcast because, we want you guys to get the downloads from Yadhuvir onto you guys so we can help you guys out. All right?
What's going on, man?
What are we going to talk about? What do you guys face?
Mentorship, man.
Mentorship. One of the most amazing things I would say. Have you heard this thing? Whenever the student is ready, teacher is there.
Always.
So that's how I got most of the mentors. You know what?
There came a time where you were done.
A tree became my mentor. Can you get it? I was not grounded. Someone will say something to me like, dude, I have very thin hair. Like, dude, you're getting bald. I'm like, oh, fuck. No, I'm not. I start defending myself.
Right.
Then he's like, dude, you're getting defensive. I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yeah. No, I'm not getting.
So then I was like, I want to learn how to get grounded. Okay. And then, I used to go to the parks and, meditate over there. And then I started doing one thing. I started abusing trees. Can you get it? How illogical is it?
Abusing?
Trees. I started punching them.
Oh.
And I noticed one thing. They are still giving. That's something I noticed. How much ever I abuse them, how much ever I kick them, punch
You
them.
tree abuser.
Even while cutting a tree, it's still giving that. It's still in that giving, form of, it's giving oxygen. It's like, okay. So this is what I realized from a tree. It does not matter how much ever someone hits you, someone comes and pees on you, just so many dogs come and like just pee on a tree. This tree is like still giving. Like just give me any shit. I'm gonna still give. And that giving nature from a tree. I learned it from a fucking tree, bro.
Yeah.
Are you getting it? So mentoring for me, this thing I hold it very dear to me that whenever the student is ready, teacher is there. Someone is there. Something is there. You're gonna
when the
find
student
it out.
is ready, the tree is ready.
Tree is always ready.
Bro, is that a real story?
It is a real
Or
story.
did you experience that?
Not just tree. I see birds.
Did you
dogs.
discover that story?
That's how I see.
That
I
happened to
just
you.
I just watch and I just touch the leaves just to experience them. That they are also living. Are you aware that there are trees living right now amongst us? So that when I just walk through the trees, I just touch them. That I witnessed you. I witnessed you that you are living. This Eckhart Tolle says, right? Beauty needs a witness.
Yeah.
So it's like I witness you, and that's how I come to know about my own beauty. That
So
I witnessed you.
You're saying that this idea of mentorship is kind of expansive for you.
It's so expansive.
In terms of like you can learn from a little baby as well, and the
Yes.
laughter and
Yes.
the wonder. I feel a similar way, man. That's really cool.
Have you seen mother inside a 5-year-old girl? Have you seen a father inside a 5-year-old boy? Protective. No, this is mine. Get away from here. Same way there's a mother inside 5. I see things. I don't know how it just comes in front of me. Then I see a child inside my mother. I see a child inside my father. So, the principle that I follow most of the times is just this. Whenever the student is ready, if I am ready to be a student, I see things and I see them everywhere. Both of you, look at you guys. But I see it everywhere.
We're mom and dads.
Yeah, that means I'm always in that state of receiving. Just because I'm always in that state of receiving, I never feel like I'm giving and losing something.
Right.
Are you getting,
Yeah.
that's the abundance?
That's why I feel like, like when you're a mentor, so you think everything in polarity, yin and yang, right?
Yeah.
By teaching, you become, and you're more in your masculine because you're giving, but at the same time, you're more in your feminine as well than them because you're also receiving their information, processing it, really creating, and then destroying. You're there to destroy walls, invisible walls, known as fucking thoughts.
Yeah.
God damn it, these fucking walls.
I wanted to just
God damn it,
these walls.
God damn it.
These walls. Okay. Just thinking about the mentor idea. Sometimes as a mentor myself, I find that I'm overgiving. And at times I allow myself to understand this concept in Tai Chi where they say that give only 70% and then keep that 30% back for you to harness your own energy, to keep yourself more pure.
Yeah.
And once I started to do that, not giving everything, but allowing myself to just keep a reserve of energy for myself so I can give, and it creates a momentum in a process like that. Have you experienced anything similar?
So I got the same learning, but from an experience.
Okay.
I got it from an experience. So what happened? So when someone realizes, okay, loving is just giving. Okay, like I love you, so take all of it. And you will never feel like losing something when you are giving and you are actually in abundance. Okay, so I learned it from a friend. Whenever someone will ask him something and like, take my course, I'm gonna tell you that now. And obviously, what will the guy think? Dude, like he himself is in the scarcity of knowledge. He thinks if I give him for free, I lose something. That is scarcity of knowledge. That means he himself is not in abundance right now. But then there are
God damn it. Fuck them, bro. And fuck me. Makes it fucking harder.
so that's what, like seriously, even if you ask me something and actually I charge for that, but I tell you just like that.
Right. You're not attached to the
Yeah,
information.
so I'm like, yeah,
You're
take
like,
it.
I have an abundance of information,
because
therefore it's always giving
because
more
I know
value.
one thing which is working in parallel, and that is the principle of value exchange.
Oh yeah.
So if that guy hasn't given me anything, and even if I tell him everything for free, he's
You're
not
gonna get
going
it back later somehow.
he is not going to receive it.
But you're gonna get it back out somehow.
Yeah, I am gonna get
Because it matters what the intention was.
Yeah.
It's always the intention.
Yeah.
Check this out. Check this out. Life is nothing but intentions, experience, and then more intentions, and then
Yeah.
more experience, and then an intention and an experience. That's anything that's just happening. It's a feedback loop.
The feedback loop. That's how, that's what I learned. So when I was always like giving. So I read somewhere while I was reading this book by Tony Robbins, Awaken the Giant. He's like, if you're just giving and giving and giving and not receiving, there is something wrong over there. Okay. Because value exchange is not working. And that's the principle. It has to work in some way.
Right. I think a lot of people look at it, they're very results oriented, results focused.
Yeah.
And so they get very caught up in their heads
Yeah.
in terms of like, what is the value that I'm actually getting
Yeah.
from this? But that value doesn't have to be indirectly in the proportion to when you gave it, you immediately get it back. There may be a delay, or there may be a time sort of bridge where you get it back.
Sometimes the value is the feeling of just like giving in itself. Like I just gave. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a fool.
Yeah.
Like I gave it just like that.
Yeah.
But somewhere there's a satisfaction.
Nothing goes in vain.
Yeah.
Nothing happens in vain. Nothing goes in vain.
Yeah, remember when you
That's
gave
the
the
thing.
money to that woman? You're just like, here.
Like just I don't know why I'm giving it to you. Just like take it. I don't know why.
Exactly.
I don't want to justify it with a reason.
Yeah.
Because see, if I justify it with a reason, then the ego finds the content to, just find out pride from somewhere and get stronger. I did it. I gave money. No, I didn't. I don't know why I gave money. So, I cannot find the content for which I should feel pride. So the ego doesn't get stronger. Are you getting it? So are you getting it? It's ego only which is giving the money.
Right.
And the ego is aware of its own self. That if I do this more, if I do more of this, I'm going to get stronger. And if I get stronger, I may, going Dhamma, Dhamma, the Buddha's way, the middle path.
The middle path.
If I overdo something, I'm going to lose the middle path and I'm just going to stay at the extreme. And if I stay at the extreme for a longer period of time, the extreme becomes the middle path.
Exactly.
And that's where you lose yourself.
The road to excess leads to the palace of wisdom. So it's like if you overdo something, that becomes your norm again.
And then you have to come back to then you have to come back to the middle path.
It's like building up a tolerance almost.
Yeah.
The thing is, all paths lead to enlightenment.
Yep.
Each and every one.
Yeah. What do you think? What is enlightenment? Like I feel if you can define it, you can reach it.
Well, I'm not necessarily trying to reach it. I know when I die, I'm just gonna go there. Because when you die, you jump up 200 to 300 points on the spectral consciousness scale.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. And in terms of my own definition, I think it's in the word itself. Enlighten. So light. To be light of a situation.
To be like grace.
To almost, physical light, but also lightness in being.
Mm.
And I think in that lightness of being, you're not taking life so seriously anymore.
Yeah.
You're allowing it to flow.
Mm.
And I think that's really important in terms of reaching that state. Because I've noticed people who are quote unquote ascended masters, enlightened masters, they're not taking life seriously. They're just like living in the moment.
Yeah.
So
they are seriously living in the moment.
Yeah.
They're having fun seriously.
Wow.
I
They're
think
having
that's
fun
hilariously.
seriously. That's paradox, but
Yeah.
yeah, it is what it is.
You have some stories with your like. What are your craziest story with your mentors? Like, what the fuck did I just learn?
I paid that much for this.
I've had the moment.
You mean to tell me all these hundreds? And the answer was so simple, God damn it.
Well, I feel that, when you pay a high amount, a high end to a mentor,
You pay more attention?
it gives you leverage.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the most brilliant thing that you can do in terms of like, I paid for this guy, shout outs to Zach Dixon. He's a law of attraction coach. And, I paid for his program and I was expecting a lot more business out of it. I was going into it expecting a lot more business, but I got something else, which is he taught me how to understand my internal world and the way that it affects the external. So he got me to really, really focus on just meditating, going for walks, being myself, being at a high vibration. And by doing that, I automatically made more money.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, this guy indirectly taught me something else, which helped me. But I was going into it like, give me sales tactics. Give me that,
And cause and effect, right?
It was just like, that blew my mind, first of all, because I was like, wow, I paid so much money. But then he just told me to do what my mom has been telling me to do, or like somebody else has been telling me to do as well. But I actually followed through on that because I paid a big premium.
Yeah.
Right? So if I paid that amount, I will go and walk.
Yeah.
If I paid that amount, I will go and take care of my body and my mind.
It's like accountability.
So it's accountability, exactly.
And one thing more, maybe, most of the times when people go to mentors, they go with this mentality of techniques. He's just going to tell me how to do it. I'm going to do it and I'm going to get it.
Step by step.
It's like one size is going to fit everyone. Right. That's not how it works.
One of my mentors says, Joe Nicasio, and he's worked with a lot of people in this industry as well, in terms of the seduction artist community. And he has mentioned that, a mentor increases your implementation velocity. Like it allows you to actually take a bit of action that you need to take in order for you to get to where you need to go.
You know why though? And the whole thing of like, is it a luxury? Is it not a luxury? It's a basic luxury, right? It's like toilet paper is a luxury, but it's a basic luxury. I'm not saying that it's shit, but fucking like it's important. What am I gonna do? Use my hand like doing chaya? Hell nah.
What do you guys think about seducing women?
What do I think of it, or how do I experience it, or
how do you see it first of all? How do you see what comes in your mind when I say seducing women?
I see harmony. I see like a chaotic dance.
Yeah.
Like
I see that. I see that she sees that I'm the solution to her problems. That's what seducing is.
It's like, do you already assume that she has a problem?
The hell you talking about, bro? Everybody has problems.
And I'm the solution for it.
And that's what people do for each other, right?
Yeah.
It's like, if we can break this down in a different aspect, when you're friends with somebody, you're friends with them because they give you a good feeling.
Yeah.
And that good feeling is something that we want. We want to feel good.
Yeah. If
we didn't have friends, we were just by ourselves. We wouldn't feel good. We go into depression. It fucking happens all over the world. We have a loneliness epidemic going on.
Yeah.
Right? Let's take it into even a different scenario to give it 3. I think 3 gives it a well-rounded experience. With the Pope, like, let's just say you're the Pope, right? Yeah. And these kids are coming in and their parents are like, yo, calm down. This is the Pope. Chill out. The kid doesn't know who the Pope is, right?
Yeah.
And the kid he'll just behave like, oh, okay, because my parents told me, right? But then if the Pope were to be like, hey, you want some candy?
Yeah.
Right? Or like if that kid wanted candy or if he was thirsty and the Pope got him thirst, or he said, Mom, I have to go to the restroom. And she was like, no, chill out. We're in front of the Pope. And the Pope was like, here, son, come over here. And the restrooms, like in that moment, the Pope just seduced the child.
Yeah.
Because he gave him what he wanted. Not just he was powerful, but gave what that person needed.
Yeah.
Wanted. That's it. That is seducing.
So what about you? Your definition of it?
So, do you see this? See this? How I see is this. I'm not seducing a woman, I'm seducing myself. So, it's not her I'm feeling. It's my own emotions that I'm feeling.
Are you saying like almost like you're a mirror to her?
That's very, very true.
So, like, I don't touch you. Right? I'm experiencing
touching
my
yourself.
own skin.
Ooh, you're touching yourself.
I'm touching my own fucking self. So what I feel with her, the emotions that a woman makes me feel. I'm in love with the emotions that I feel. So am I seducing the woman or am I seducing my own self? So that means how intense I am towards women. What will show that? How intense I am towards my own self. How do I carry my own self when I'm lonely? Like what do people want when they're lonely? They want a friend who's like, it's okay, bro. But when we are lonely, like, what the fuck is this, man? You're not that friend to your own self. You are not. How can you seduce someone when you don't know
how to
seduce your own self? How can I sexualize with a woman when I am not sexual at the first place? The cause effect.
I think that's why people go into psychology.
Yeah.
Like people like studying psychology is such a big thing because even psychologists will tell you, I went into this field because I wanted to know about like how to get around it in the world more, right?
Yeah.
And you know yourself and you're like, God damn it, all these other motherfucking people too. So my problem, it's universal.
Yeah.
It's universal. I experience like the way similar to the way you experience it. Similar. Like if I get hit in the foot, you get hit in the hand, it's still pain.
Yeah.
It's just experienced a different way.
Yeah.
It's just an energy, right? It's just what I was saying the other day in the car. I was like, it takes the same amount of energy to get $5,000 than it takes to get $20,000.
Yeah.
It's the same amount of energy, just a different kind of energy.
Yeah.
But it's the same amount.
How intense.
It comes in amounts.
Not interesting.
Yeah. It's not like it's not how much of the energy, it's how intense is the energy.
Yeah, you talk about
the specific kind of intensity.
Yeah.
So you had this sort of,
everything's intense.
A little background for people. So I took a boot camp in Delhi with Yadhuvir.
Yeah.
And he shared with me a lot of different perspectives, especially one in terms of the desire that we have as men. We sort of hide it and we repress it.
Yeah.
And we don't really state what we're feeling in the moment. And one thing I learned from you is when you say something out loud, it like takes away the pressure or it takes away the power of that thing.
Yeah.
So, could you speak a little bit about desire?
Yeah, I would love to talk about that because it gets misinterpreted a lot.
Exactly.
Okay. So when I say the desire as a man, I'm talking about basic male biology. It's not good or bad. It's just biology. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
We cannot do shit about it. Like, suppose you got an erection. Can you make it sit down? You cannot do anything about biology. It's just how it is. So what happens when I see something, anything? I see this. What happened inside?
But you didn't see this.
Yeah. I was on the floor. I saw this. What happened in me? What do I want?
Actually, out of it.
So, I see you. I perceive things around me. And how do I see them? And then suppose I see a person, okay, I see a woman. And then what do I feel now? Do I feel like talking to her? Like, is she sexually attractive? What is the impulse? The raw impulse, unfiltered raw. Have you ever seen a dog?
On an instinctual level.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a dog? The moment a dog who's at the peak of his mating period, he sees this female dog. I won't say a bitch.
But you just did.
Yeah, just did. Now seduction coach. So what happens? he cannot even think. It's just impulse and he just reacts to it.
Totally. Yeah.
But how we are different from...
He just reacts to it.
He just reacts to the impulse. He cannot stop himself.
Really?
Because awareness is not there. Humans, evolution happened. So we are aware that there is an impulse which wants to come out and express itself.
Right.
Are you getting it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, were you guys able to tell your mother, like, Mom, I'm like, you're 5 years old, like, Mom, there's this girl in my class, I'm so much in love with her.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was not able to tell that to her. I was like, fuck, she's gonna kill me. She's going to like,
That's terrible.
do we
man.
send to you, do we send you to school for all this? We send you to school for studying, and you fucking fell in love with a girl, you're 5 years old. So, you know, there's a dark side, there's a shadow in us.
Definitely.
Okay, my fear, my anger, my frustration. I'm not special, I'm ordinary. Maybe that's my
Well,
strength.
that's the negative side of your dark side. But you also have a positive side.
Positive side of the dark side. But even the negative side is not negative. Are you getting it? I own it. It's my fear.
Yeah, dark does not mean negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, an analogy you gave, which was interesting, is like you like cut off your hand. And
Yeah.
Like, you know.
So suppose I'm feeling anxiety. There's so beautiful, there's such a beautiful woman standing in front of me. So what is my behavior towards beauty? Not towards the women. What is my behavior towards the beauty? I see a beautiful rose. I walk towards the beautiful rose and I smell it. I have no intention to pluck it. Are you getting it? I see a beautiful woman. I don't want to have her. I don't want to get her. I just want to acknowledge that I saw the beauty. And what happens is, thanks a lot. And the beauty gets witnessed. Are you getting it?
The Bambi eyes.
Yeah, but there's a way to do it. You know, there's a way to do it. Okay. Now, most of the guys are like, bro, you tell us like, just be yourself. Just be yourself. You're a man. Be a man. But if I just be myself, I'll keep on doing what I've always done. Then I asked them, have you ever actually been yourself? Have you actually ever been yourself? Like, you say that you're being yourself, you're doing stuff, but have you actually been yourself? You have never been yourself. Like, you see, how many times have you seen beautiful women? How many times you went to them? Excuse me, hi, you look really beautiful. What's your name? Hi. When was the last time you did it? When was the last time you felt it and you actually expressed that? Right. What is your behavior towards your own mother? The day she looks beautiful, do you even compliment her? Right. Are you getting it? It's same thing. I'm reflecting my own lifestyle when I'm going and talking to them.
Yeah, I've noticed that there's this thing like you look at life from a very holistic framework. So in a way, throughout boot camp, I understood that you are not different to different people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're just like the same with the security guard, same with the dog, same with the pilot, same with anybody.
Everybody.
Like, and keeping that sense of almost like you do have different sides to you, obviously, but it's like you're a dice in a sense. So you're like you can embrace those different sides and understand the blueprint of women and you know get to that level of like understanding conceptually what it is about.
It was so difficult. It was so difficult because you see, I knew one thing. To understand something, you need widening up of perspective.
Absolutely.
I won't understand. See, just because, whatever our mentors taught us, most of those things are so small. Just because they are so small, you have to look closely. Right?
Yeah, to magnify it.
Yeah. It's like,
zoom in.
You know, my first crazy realization that I had was, women are not attracted towards what you do. Women are attracted towards who you are. And I was like, first of all, what does that mean? I didn't understand that. But it's such a basic thing. I cannot attract women through peacocking. Attraction means I just took someone's attention. Right. But taking someone's attention does not mean something. It just means I took their attention. It's like, oi, that's it. So attraction doesn't lead somewhere, but it has an end. Like the end is the unity to unite, but where does it go after that? Where does it go? How does it manifest itself in other forms now?
It's like the car. It's like attraction. Is it like the car starting kind of? Is like the vroom, that feeling, the ignition, or?
Okay, so we were talking about desire, so I'm going to relate desire with attraction.
Okay.
So I would say desire is like, the fuel. Okay, desire drives your intention.
Right.
My intention, so when I go and talk to a woman, it can be really sexual. It can be really fun. Okay. But how,
So
the
is that-
intensity of fun.
Is that your intent that you're going in with? Like this is
My
fun,
intent
or-
is always like, why am I doing whatever I'm doing?
Okay.
Why? To have fun.
Right.
Yeah. Why? Why am I out of my home?
Hmm.
Do I want to no, I want to do fun. That's why I'm doing everything. Fun.
Yo, fun, bro. You said that so many times.
Yeah. So that's my intent. I see intent as a lens. Okay.
Lens, yeah.
And desire as the source of light. So I need to have a burning desire. I see desire is the sexual
I
energy.
love this imagery that you're getting.
Yeah, I see.
I think you could say that again. I think everyone really benefit from you repeating that.
Yeah.
What you said, something is the thing and desire is the light.
Okay, so desire is the source of light.
Yeah.
That burning desire. We always say that you need to have this burning. No one understands what is that burning desire. So it's that the sexual energy that you have.
Right.
So I'm talking right now. How am I getting this energy? It's a form of my sexual energy. All energy starts from the Mooladhara, right? That's the root.
Yeah.
It's every energy is the form of sexual energy. Life started from a single cell. That single cell was a sex cell. It divided itself, had sex, divided itself, had sex. Sex is so normal. Do you know dogs are roaming nude outside?
Yeah.
But in England, I read this somewhere in England. It was people used to be so conservative once in Victorian era. They used to put socks on the legs of a chair. You know why? Just because it's legs.
Wow. I did not know.
Coming
that.
back. Desire is like the burning source. So that's sexual energy.
Socks on chairs.
So desire is like that burning source, and the intention is like a lens. Okay. So let's just say when the power of this lens is at the lowest, it's in the fun state. Okay.
Lens.
And when the power of this lens, it can be adjusted, It can
It's
be
like
adjusted.
It's
Lenses don't have power.
so you mean like a magnifying glass,
The
like a point?
focal length.
Hmm.
Focal length. The higher the focal length,
Okay.
more intense the ray, the
Right.
desire goes from here. So when I decrease the focal length of the lens, it's fun. Okay. It's like, have you ever seen that? There is, if you just put something on these windows, some curtains over there, light is going to be there, but it's going to be a little shady, right? So that's fun. But when I just increase the focal length of lens, it's sexual as fuck. The desire comes out as it is. So I don't go to a woman just with that. Hi. And I go with fun. I go with least focal length of my intention. That's fun.
It's also low inhibition and low resistance.
Yeah, it's easy for me. I'm so comfortable with having fun.
Yeah.
So I'm with a woman, I'm just having fun. And what's the byproduct of it? Everyone needs a fun guy around. Like you call your friends, like, bro, how you doing? He's like, I'm drinking my tears, bro. Like, what happened? I got a breakup. Like, no, you don't want this guy.
I'm drinking my tears.
You don't want this guy. You want a guy like, bro, what's up? What's going on? It's like, dude, this is party. The 3 women with me, come around. You want this guy with you. Same way, women need these kind of guys who are fun. They want to be with the guy who's fun. So I start with fun. And they come to know he's a fun guy. And slowly, the lens is turning on.
Okay.
And it just starts getting sexual. That's how I see desire. That's how I take it out. If I just take it out at its full force, it's going to be, excuse me, hi, what's your name? Awesome. Now we know each other's name. Let's have sex. No, no. there's a play of masculine and feminine.
Totally.
So I let it be.
That's why I mentioned like the seduction is like this dance.
Yeah.
That's constantly happening. It's like this.
And one thing more that I believe is the most beautiful, the most feminine gift a woman can give is resistance. And seducers
Guys, pay attention.
Seducers play with resistance.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
But you see, most of the guys, they don't want resistance from women. So what do they expect? Excuse me, hi. Hi, you seem like a nice guy. Let's have sex. No, that's not a woman. Maybe a lady boy. A woman, the most feminine gift she can ever give you is her resistance. And a seducer knows that. And he just...
I want to say it's the most, because
with
most says it's number one.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of other things that are very important along with that. So we can just put it in like a bowl of important things.
Yeah. Seducers play with resistance, and they love doing it. And women love that when they play with their resistance.
Right. It's similar to when, like, let's say, because I know that this idea of game is definitely applicable to business as well.
Yeah.
And so when you're getting an objection on a sales call or something like that, it's like a similar kind of effect. Like you play with the resistance that they give you instead of like denying the fact that, you don't want to do this, or like, because I know I've done that certainly at times. I've gone into that people pleaser frame. So
the reason I can tell you why someone, I'm not playing with the resistance as a technique to get what I want. Why do I play with resistance? I see resistance like, oh my God, she's being a woman right now. This is so beautiful. She's giving me resistance. Wow. So you see, the frame of mind is collaborative in nature.
Right.
I'm not seeing me versus her.
It's not competitive. Yeah.
Yeah. So even same with the business client. Okay. I don't see like, oh, he's trying to show me down. No, he's not sure. The clarity is not there. So my frame, even with the prospect who's not even my client yet, is going to be very collaborative and empathizing. I need to be in his shoes. So the more I be, people don't buy your product. People buy you. Right?
100%.
Same, that's what I learned. Women are not attracted towards what you do. They're attracted towards who you are. It's same sales. So I become very collaborative in nature. Like, it's like Bruce Lee says, just like water.
Feel like water.
Feel like water.
Shapeless, formless.
Formless.
You put water into a cup, it becomes the cup.
And that's so feminine in nature.
Totally.
My energy, expresses itself. But then my energy expresses itself through here also.
Totally.
By being grounded.
I mean, that's something that I've really come to understand, because I'm a flow coach. So I help people actually tap into that yin, that creativity, that imagination that a lot of guys seem to be missing, or maybe they have an overabundance of it and they don't have an aggressive side to them.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like a specialist in terms of the yin yang, and Ivan is a similar kind of coach in the way that we both sort of try and harmonize this balance, this disharmony between two people. How can we harmonize that? Go from hostility to harmony.
God damn it, bro. God damn it.
What are you thinking, Ivan?
About my coaching, how to do it. Because I've been to other coaches and mentors, and I see the way they coach and mentor. But for me, I don't fit into that. And I couldn't necessarily fit into the way that they taught coaching. So I guess I've had spurts of like this idea like coming in, but it keeps coming in today. Like this idea keeps coming into my mind right now of the way I should do coaching, where it's based more on my intuition and my ability to be connected to the collective consciousness that will get the person the result that they need, because it's not a cookie cutter based thing. It's like whatever happens in the moment, we're going to deal with that on the spot. And then from there, we're going to build, right? Because that person doesn't know what they actually need. They're coming in with you and they think they know what they need, right? But they don't know what they need.
The initial problem they're coming with is not the problem at all. Like that's what I noticed.
That's what you learned in that. He taught you something which you never know. Okay. And then you started making the money. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, even when I've taken like these different like wealth seminars and stuff like that, like I've gotten to this understanding like, damn, like I already knew this piece of knowledge, but it's just paraphrased in such a way.
It was like different islands that suddenly got together and made a mountain.
Yeah.
It's like different colors of Play-Doh like coming together to create a rainbow clump of Play-Doh all together.
Rainbow clump.
Okay. I'll ask you one thing.
Yeah.
Rainbow clump, gotta get my. Congratulations, you just witnessed magic. Bro, we just did some High School Musical shit. You had a question. I bet you it was good.
Yeah, I had a question. So, what's a man?
It's a very simple question.
What's a man?
It is someone who experiences awareness. What more do you want?
Really? That's it. Like
at its core, what are you? What is everything? Even the plants and the fruit, they have their own awareness too.
Yeah.
So in terms of what is a man, I think it's definitely different to what is masculinity.
Yeah,
by
it's
itself,
different. It's
right.
It's not. I'm not talking about the energy, but the man.
The man itself.
The manifestation of both of the energy as a man.
I feel like a man is somebody who has survival value.
Yeah.
He is someone who is protective.
Yeah.
Someone who emotes things like not necessarily, but it's just the more expressive you are,
Yeah.
the more high status or high value you appear to be.
What you express as well.
Value is different for different people, right? Like for women, most women, emotions are value.
Definitely.
So who's a high value man for women?
Right. In the context of that,
Yeah.
Totally.
The emotions.
The man who can offer highest amount of emotions is a high value man for women.
Yeah.
That means even if I have like 5 emotions to offer, but I keep those in the loop, repeat, shuffle, I'm a high value man for her. But who's a low value man? That's what movies show, right? Like, this guy has only one emotion to offer: protect her, provide her. Protect her, provide her. Protect her. That's just keeps on going. She gets bored of it.
You're missing the lover archetype. Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
yeah.
That's what you're coming to. Okay, I see.
Man is a provider, man is a protector, and man is a lover. Our fathers don't teach us this. Okay. They teach us to protect the family. They teach us to provide the family, but how to love the family? They do it. Mom and dad just do it. They don't tell us how to do that.
Right.
They don't talk romantic shit in front of us.
Yeah, actually, something you told me amazing in boot camp is the idea how, when we think of the king, we always think of the tyrant king or the shadow king.
Yeah.
In terms of someone who wants to dominate aggressively and like get their
totally. When we think aggression, we think negative. When we think dominant, we think negative.
Exactly.
Bullshit.
And what you told me to figure out, and this is the same that I got from many mentors as well, Elliot Halls, by watching Joe Rogan or whatever, just getting different concepts of this similar concept, which is like this graceful dominance or this dominating with love, as you called it, dominating with love, which I really love, because that's like integrating the polarity of a man who is both hard and soft at the same time.
So I have this thing, like a man let's just say a man is a king. Okay, that's a man in his peak, a man in his prime, a king.
Yeah.
He's a king. So a king wants to protect his kingdom. A king wants to provide his kingdom because king loves his kingdom.
Absolutely.
Men nowadays focus on protecting and providing, but they don't know the cause of it, unaware about it. So, what are the lover qualities in a king? What makes a lover a lover? What makes a man a lover? I would say the first quality is dominating in nature. But then again, as we just said, whenever I say dominating, like
We're not like grabbing her by the hair and dragging her.
Yeah.
No,
That's not dominating.
there's no force being applied.
That's abuse, actually.
It's-
That's not domination.
It's soft control.
Yeah.
Soft. It's just like how do you attract the negative side of a magnet to the positive side? You just put it in front of it, and the positive will drag in the negative. By default,
Yeah. Polarity.
it didn't grab it. The fuck magnet doesn't have hands.
So the first one is dominating. Okay. So never think about dominating like a king is like a bad king. Like,
It's such an important conversation going on right
like
now.
he's just going in front of the kingdom and he's like, you guys, you got to pay this much of taxes. The kingdom is like, why? It's like, because I'm saying this. Now that's dominating, but that's a bad king. And the kingdom doesn't want this king.
But if he says we're gonna build roads, we're gonna build schools, we're gonna have police to keep you safe, we're gonna have firefighters.
This transparency. Another king does the same thing. Guys, you got to pay more taxes. And the government is like, why? So, like the kingdom all over around us, they are building these roads and all that shit. So they asked us to help them out. And for all of this, for your betterment, we're going to do this because I love you guys. I don't want, you're going to compare this kingdom with other kingdoms and I'm going to feel bad about it. You're going to shame me. So I got to do it. And it's for your betterment. So dominating. This king is dominating the thoughts of the kingdom. So this is a good king.
It's almost like is domination dominating is very different to like domination, right?
Yeah.
So dominating, is that a form of leadership that men take on in terms of like a kind of
It's what the leader does by default.
by default.
By default, it just happens.
A leader is not dominating.
Yeah.
Like he's not dominating as a technique.
Right. He just is.
He is dominating.
Yeah.
Like he cares about. Suppose,
Like he knows what he says is gonna have an impact on this person's life.
Yeah, he loves that person.
So he's dominating because he wants to make sure that they're okay, that everyone's okay, that shit happens, but that they still have a good life.
Yeah.
It's not about full sacrifice. It's about win-win.
Yeah.
Not necessarily compromise either.
Collaborative brain.
Collaborative.
Totally.
And then this king is grounded. Suppose this king goes out and someone just comes and like, what the fuck did you do? Because of this shit happened. This king is not going to give like, motherfucker, I'm a king.
It's gonna be like, hey, don't worry about it. It's okay. You know what? Take care, right? And the guy's like, really? Yeah. He's like, yeah, sure, don't worry.
Yeah.
And the guy he walks out. He closes the door and he's like, he turns to his guys. Chop his head off, bro.
Good king, good king.
The guy's like walking away and he's like, whoa, why are the guards grabbing me? Like,
good king. A good king is like, it's like guys, like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And good king is like, come here, let him come. What happened to you? Tell me. He just holds his hand like, come sit over here. Tell me what happened.
Okay, beta.
And then this guy is like, dude, I'm sitting beside the king.
right, totally.
And you see, this is again groundedness. So he's grounded in nature. He's not reacting, he's responding.
Right.
Reacting is animal consciousness. Response is human consciousness.
Yeah.
Of that book, Viktor Frankl,
Man Search for Meaning.
Response versus reaction.
Totally. So,
And then this king, he's decisive. He has to take a lot of decisions. Okay, suppose the war is going on and the king is like, I'll tell tomorrow. No, or ask the ministers. No, war is going on. A king has to take decisions as soon as possible. And this tells about the clarity of thoughts inside the king's mind. So when a guy is talking to a woman and the woman is like, why are you talking to me? And then this guy is like, indecisive. Indecisive. A woman doesn't want to love a man out of pity. She wants to feel that she has earned this man.
She doesn't want a Gary. Beth doesn't want a Gary.
Rick and Morty reference.
Oh, it's out today.
Is it? Oh yeah,
It's out this morning.
We can watch it after this.
And then, the last thing about the king is that even if you send a king, even if you dethrone a king and send him somewhere else, he's still going to be a king.
Factoid.
So king is not a position. King is a mindset.
No.
Wait.
Podcast, dude. That's it. That little segment there.
I don't know if I should say what I'm gonna say next time, but I'm gonna say it anyway
Say it, bro.
because I took something great and I made it even greater, like that which your parents and your teachers have done. You took their greatness and you made more greatness, and it's just the automatic thing that someone who's great does when they take greatness. Is to make more greatness. Like, okay, goddamn, like 5 plus 5 is 5. I mean, it's 10.
Whoa.
Not negative 10, right? Negative 5 plus negative 5 is negative 10, right?
No.
Negative 5. Negative 5 minus negative 5.
Yeah, negative, positive.
No. You're negative 5.
Negative 5.
Minus.
Minus
you're not
negative 5.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
You only do that in multiplication.
Right. I see what you're saying now.
Got it.
I was like, okay, you're telling me. What were we talking?
Greatness.
Oh yeah, and you said, the king is a mindset. The king is a vibration.
Yeah.
Because just you having the mindset doesn't mean that they're gonna give you
Mindset
that
itself
power.
is a vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's vibrating all the time. It's like speaking all the time.
But then it's just like saying, I know I could get women versus I get women. I know I could be doing my dream job versus what I'm doing now. I know I can like whatever. It's like it has to be given first. Like you can say, I'm the best coach from fucking, I don't know, USA. But who gave you that title? Did you give that to yourself, or did the people give it to you? Right? So even though the mindset's there, you can't necessarily live that reality.
Yeah.
Because it has to be given, and that's where the attraction is.
Yeah.
Where it's the yin and the yin and the yang. Everything is just yin and the yang.
Yeah.
It's a vibration. It's a mindset. It's everything.
So I have this thing about, you read about that quanta, right? Quanta. So every atom has vibrational frequency. It has a spin quantum number. It has vibrational quantum number plus half minus half. So it's like every atom is vibrating. We are made up of atoms. Every thought is vibrating. I feel there's a thought in me, I want to drink water.
That means
I get up, I take a glass of water and I drink. The thought manifested.
Absolutely.
The vibration manifested. So are you getting it?
In the same sense, like this is how I can understand it. Stuckness is man-made.
Yeah.
Because everything's always moving, vibrating at a certain time.
Like,
so being stuck is actually something that us humans have created. Like I'm stuck right now.
I'm stuck, That's someone just made his own belief. And that thought is just, and the vibration.
Deep, bro.
I'm just gonna take it. No. It will go very
Say it.
So that thought that I'm stuck, the vibration of that thought is gonna sustain, because everywhere you see, you feel stuck. So that belief reinforces itself, and the vibration gets the power from the reinforcement, and it stays there. That's why it's difficult to stop the beliefs that start with I cannot, because they have been reinforced so many times. So you need to break the pattern. How do you disrupt the pattern? There is no other way out.
Create another one.
So that's why I'm a positive psychologist here. Like people are going to therapy here and they're focusing on their problems over and over.
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to disrupt the pattern, telling them don't reinforce that. Because the people in your household are telling you like, oh no, I should go easy on you, it becomes a habit to hear that that consistency.
Why is it happening to me? It's a victim mindset.
It is, it's difficult to step out of it unless you disrupt the pattern.
Yeah, it's like you're thinking about the problem. Why is it happening to me? You're not thinking about the solution at all. Right. What can I do about it? Okay, it has happened to me.
It's like, instead of saying I can't afford it, if you say how I can afford it, how can I afford it?
Yeah.
Now your mind is actually looking for solutions.
That's what I feel about affirmations. I used to be like, I'm awesome, I'm amazing. And then there's a woman coming in front of me and my brain is like, you're awesome, you're amazing. Approach her. And I'm like, you're not awesome, you're not amazing, you're a liar, bitch. So then I was like, dude, this shit is going wrong. Affirmations are not working. So then instead of affirming myself that I am something, I started asking myself, am I awesome? And my brain is like, wait a second. You know what you did yesterday? You did this. Yeah. Who else did that? Dude, you are fucking awesome. Then
so you take on a self-talk throughout your initial affirmation becomes a question.
Because brain works on proofs, right? So it catches
evidence.
Yeah. Because brain is like, you said you're awesome, you got to do it. And then it's like you're forcing yourself now. And then you force yourself and you're not actually expressing the forcing itself.
Right. So something that I use for my affirmations, at least, is I tell myself things which are 100% true.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm from India. My name is Sumedh. Like, I'm a male. Like things that are just true, which you can't deny. And then if I say I'm awesome, your brain is more likely to. It's like priming it, associating.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when we write intentions down, right?
You were doing that this morning, right? I saw it. You were like writing intentions.
Yeah. So I wake up and I get on. I have a piece of paper already there. I have a pen there. I just write what I want in life, and but I don't write it down as a want, right?
Yeah.
I just write like shit like, my coaching makes me 1,000 a year per client, right? I mean 1 million a year. What the fuck, 1,000 a year, bro? Goddamn, what the fuck are you gonna live? 16th century.
16th century coaching.
And then you write intentions every morning.
So what I've noticed, Ivan, is that you use the word allow in your intentions. Do you want to speak a little bit about why you use that terminology?
Totally. I've mentioned it a couple of times, and I speak so I create. I speak so I create. Your words create. Because your word comes from a thought.
Yeah.
Most and foremost, right? But words are just thoughts transcribed into earthly language. Actually, because what the fuck, like, how can someone like grab a thought from your mind? You know what I mean? So basically, I create this and it says, I allow, because the only thing you want to get rid of is resistance.
Yeah. Rid of.
You want to get rid of resistance, right? Like,
but isn't that resistance in
accepting the resistance?
Yeah. So being okay
with resistance.
With resistance, right? Yeah. Okay. So you're just like, okay, all right, now this. Right? Don't worry.
The way I see it is the word allow. It almost gives you permission.
Yeah.
Like, I allow myself to do this.
Yeah.
I allow myself to make this much money or whatever.
I got it, bro. What is sex? Okay, which kind of sex is the most pleasurable, right? When the girl is like, yeah, I'm ready, like, take me. She's just like standing there. She's very allowing, right? That feels so much better than even trying to imagine someone trying to force themselves into her. Like, that's like uncomfortable even for me. Like, so it's like, it doesn't make sense how people can do that. At least from just my state of consciousness. I don't know, whatever the fuck's going on in their mind.
Yeah. Every truth is what I have.
Oh yeah, so by the allowing just makes things life more nice. Right? So Sumedh said, I allow myself to allow.
Exactly.
Sometimes guys are like, dude, I cannot accept this. Like, accept that you cannot accept this.
Right.
Mhm.
Totally.
That's accepting the resistance.
What are some very common
Acceptance.
resistance that you get from, let's say, by communicating with women in your life? And what are some ways that you play with that dance?
So do you see that how I see this, there is not like resistance of ABC, resistance of BCD, resistance of CDE. I cut one branch, there is another branch. I cut this branch, there is this branch. How many branches will I cut? No. Resistance at its core.
It's like an onion.
It's
You
not
say,
that I have resistance of this. It's I have resistance. I have resistance. It's not like I have fear of this. I have fear of this. I have fear. No, I have fear. That the core. Why am I focusing on effects? I need to focus on the cause. Like, why am I feeling resistant? Not resistant towards this. Resistant. Why am I feeling resistant?
Your personality, Yadhuvir, you have very high. You're very calculated in your movements, like your high calculation.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're like so chill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like a balance. Like it balances itself out in a way, man.
You're cool right for sure, bro.
Dude, this podcast is lit, man. Appreciate your time. Appreciate
Can you
your
say that
energy.
what you said one more time? That last sentence.
Yeah.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, I don't want to cut the branches of resistance, fear, frustration. I want to see, it's not fear of ABC, fear of BCD, fear of...
Oh, yes.
It's fear.
That's the thought that I
It's
got.
fear.
It's just fear.
It's like when something stresses you, everything else stresses you too. Then everything, if it's something little that does whatever emotion for you, everything does that for you.
Yeah.
It becomes like this fact, assumption, judgment.
Yeah.
Like those that have sadness, it's like, let's just say like some kid gets run over, right? Those who have sadness will begin crying, right? Those who have anger will begin to have anger, right? Those who and they'll be stuck in it. You know what I mean? Like there's something that I don't know what it is, whatever emotion it can be, some sort of, even you get depressed over certain thoughts, or certain thoughts make you really weak, or they make you it's really just fear. It's really whatever fears that are in your life.
Just fear.
It's just fear, man.
Just fear. And the good thing
But you experience, what I'm saying is you experience that because it's inside of you.
Yeah.
Right?
And the good thing about fear is body's defense mechanism.
Yeah.
So it was never your
Survival,
enemy.
yeah.
It was never your enemy.
It's trying to protect you.
Yeah.
That's so
And
wild.
people want to get
We
rid of it.
label everything good or bad. Like this is good or bad, 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 this is good or bad.
But it just is.
We can make anything look good or bad.
So I was just thinking about this one thing that you were saying. We were at this cafe, Throttle Shuttle. It's an awesome place here. If you guys are in Kolkata, hit it up. It's like cool dava. Anyway, we were talking about this concept of like, what if this will happen, and how that's such a common mentality with guys.
Yeah.
So you want to speak a little bit about that? Yeah.
So I'll tell you one thing.
No, tell me many.
We only have one fear, which is totally justified. The only fear. Go live.
Don't worry about it. Don't look at that one.
Okay. So the only fear we have as humans is fear of falling. And you know where does it come from? Where?
The womb.
Yeah.
The mother's gonna fall, right?
Yeah. The mother always have this fear, I'm gonna fall.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fall. So it manifests to the
Goddamn motherfucking karma.
child. And every human child has fear of falling. So that means every fear, except the fear of falling, that we have inside us, is all learned. It has been taught. You are afraid of this. You're afraid of
Most
this.
fears are pretty irrational.
You have been taught.
Yeah,
So, but again, it's the fear of falling is the fear of death. Okay.
Right.
So that means all fear is the fear of death, that I am going to die. So it's just that you're not accepting death. So, uncertainty, that's death. I don't know what's going to happen, so I may die. So whatever is uncertain, our brain starts planning things. Why? Because it wants to be safe.
It takes us to the past or the future.
Bro, like I was telling Sumedh the other day, I was like, this morning I was stressed over some shit that could possibly even happen months from now, but there's literally no clue. Like, I just went into this whole fucking story this moment, and now I'm all fucking like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do when it gets to this point? Like, bro, you just made up all the points in between too. You know what I mean? Like, it's all made up. Literally, your whole fear, you're imagining shit that could possibly happen. There's no proof of it. The only proof is people have died before me.
Another thing
so that's quite big.
Which was suffering is in the mind, right?
Yeah. Suppose, so when I was doing yoga, my guru asked me to sit in Padmasana. And I was like, okay. And then it started paining from him. There's like, no. And then he's like, hold it. It's like, no. It's like, what's happening? Like, it's paining. Then it's like, how do you know it's paining? How do you know this is how you feel the pain? Who taught you that this sensation that you're getting is pain? How can you associate this sensation with pain? And even if it is paining, how can you derive suffering out of it? That means the sensation that you're getting is true, but this it's this is, you are choosing to do that. Why can't you just hold it? Then I was like, what? Then I just started seeing that pain, and it stopped. It was there, the sensation was there of pain, but that pain stopped doing it stopped doing that.
We put a label on the pain itself, like, oh, ouch means this. And in another culture, it's like, aye, or something else, it's just like some other tone or tonality. And it's like,
that means like, we cannot do anything about pain, because pain is a sensation. But to suffer because of pain is a choice. You take a decision, you make a decision.
Exactly.
That's for your decision to suffer.
There's a first pain and there's a secondary pain of the pain that makes you stay in that pain.
Yep.
It's how you think about that pain.
The pain, the way that you think about the pain.
We're dropping lots of knowledge bombs in this podcast, guys.
You guys, if you have now left us a review, send it like a text message or something. The Better Man Podcast on Instagram. Fucking look us up. We have 2 accounts. Go to the one that has more followers. The other one's just like a future backup account. We're going to do something with it. Don't worry about it. We'll change the name later. Don't even look. If you find it, I'm just letting you know so you don't freak out. Oh, shit. Over here, too. What's up?
You're talking about what ifs, right?
Yeah, what if?
So I want to just talk about it, because I guess the podcast is going clearly fucking long. So what ifs? So let's just say there's a man walking on down the road, and this man just stops and just smells, the smells coming from the street. Okay, it looks really good, and he's just enjoying his day. Suddenly he sees a really beautiful woman just coming from there. Okay. And she's also lost in her own world. Okay, she's looking through the windows. She wants this dress. She wants those sandals. She wants that purse.
Okay.
And now he's looking at her. So now he wants her. He wants to go and talk to her. He wants to go there and talk to her. He wants her to stay there and talk to him. And then he wants her to just go with him, sit somewhere and maybe have a coffee.
Yeah.
And maybe then he wants that woman to just come on dates with him. And then maybe he wants that woman to just go to his home and just have sex. And then maybe he wants that woman to get married to him.
Girlfriend, marriage. Yeah. It's all these scenarios in the mind.
Yeah,
right?
but he's still standing there. Okay. So, because in his one hand, he's holding a bouquet of his desires.
Okay.
While in the other hand, he holds bouquet of fear. What if I go there and she just walks away? What if I go there and I just make a fool of myself? What if I go there and she actually stays there and I run out of things to say? What if I go there and she actually goes on a coffee date and maybe then I don't know she is having a boyfriend? What if I go and she comes to my home and we don't have sex? Maybe she puts rape charges on me. What if? So because of this, he drops his bouquet of desires, he drops his bouquet of fears, and he just stands there while the woman passes by.
Oh, I see. So it's like a freeze. It's like fight or flight, but it's like freeze.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. I've been there, man. I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yay.
All right.
Someone's there.
Yeah, my mom's here. Let's pause this and then we'll come back to the podcast.
Yo.
Everybody, the time has come for our departure.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Better Man Podcast. If you guys go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review, we'd be very, very grateful.
iTunes, if you go to iTunes.
iTunes
We have
as well.
iTunes.
It's on Spotify as well, so if you add us to your Spotify playlist, that'd be cool as well. Yadhuvir, how can people get in touch with you, brother? And
I have a YouTube channel, the Yadhuvir, and you can just check it out.
how do you spell that?
THE, the space YADHUVIR. Yadhuvir.
Yeah, like for the Americans and people who
The Yadhuvir.
like say it in an American way.
R is silent, right? The Yadhuvir.
Yadhuvir. Emphasizing the letters.
Yadhuvir.
Because there's an H in there. It sounds Arabic now, bro.
It's fantastic. Anyway, we'll put your link in the YouTube channel link below.
And you can check it out.
You guys can check that channel out. There's a lot of interesting content out there, a lot of info, a lot of cool stuff. So yeah, thanks for doing what you do, brother.
Thanks a lot, bro.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me here.
absolutely.
These
brother.
guys are so lovely. I wish I was a woman. I would have married both of them.
At the same time. She's a gold
Same
digger.
time.
All right, guys. Peace out.
Peace out. Be the best, forget the rest.
Cool.
And may the flow be with you.
Be with you.
On resilience. Better Man Podcast.